Hey, welcome back to the Power Rankings week. What is this, three?
Three. Yeah.
Let's go.
Whew. Let's get right into it. So this week you have the rankings of white, yellow, blue, orange, black, green, purple, and then pink, right?
Yeah, so I love having like I always say that the Power Rankings should not match exactly what the actual rankings are, right? I try to like actually predict which teams will play better, and that doesn't always align exactly with what's happened on the field. This is some of the most boring rankings that I've had in a while. Unfortunately, I also think that it's just correct.
Oh,
At the moment, I know, yeah, the teams that are supposed to be winning are winning. Stop that, guys. Come on. Mm. But also, when we get into it, I think it's really close. There's a group of teams that I think could swing back and forth as the weeks go on really easily.
okay, that makes sense. Well, this week's episode is brought to you by K-Tape. I hear if you wear enough of it, you don't even need to warm up.
That's true, right? Yeah, just keep putting on more of it.
Okay, so you started with white. White was at the top last week as well, right?
Yeah, yeah. White is just cruising. I think they're still undefeated if I look right. Yeah. Yeah, they're just playing really well. In particular, I think that this is not the first team that has been blowing everyone out of the water because of Zach Bernstein. I've talked about him, Bernstein, something like that.
I believe you either way.
I've talked about him in the past. Obviously, he's very good. I mentioned I played with him in the summer. I think that he is even better than people realize. I mean, obviously, he's incredibly tall, and great at catching in the air. He's fast. His throws are very good. He had some defensive plays. I saw at least one highlight this week, where he kind of had a falling down defensive play to knock away and under.
Jeez.
Do you remember the indoor season a couple of springs ago where Jason's team went undefeated?
Yeah, with Kenzie, right? No, no, no. Sorry, you said indoor, not sand.
Indoor, right?
Okay.
Yeah. A couple of
I don't. I'm
Craig
sorry.
was on red and lost him in the finals, I think, at that.
Well, I was on
The,
Craig's team.
okay. Well, the point here is that while Jason's team was really good, I think the reason that team was undefeated was because we rated Zach as just a complete unknown on that team in Grand
Um,
House. And I think it is happening here again. He's playing really, really well.
that makes sense.
Other shout outs here. Marshall had just a great week. He is throwing his body around like a madman. I need to point out, first off, shout out to everybody for sending us as many highlights as you did. We complained about it last week.
Mm-hmm.
I got tons, and I got like clips. It was great. I need to particularly shout out Jimmy, who is not in this league, sending a whole bunch of clips, many of them of Marshall, but not all of them. One of them of Abby, a phenomenal layout, also not in this league.
Yeah, someone not in the league sending shout outs for somebody also not in the league. Pretty
Yeah.
good.
But no, Marshall was throwing his body all around, had a hand block.
Mm-hmm.
Um, yeah, I mean,
Typical Marshall stuff at this
yeah,
point.
honestly, yeah. Just playing really well. I mean, like I could go down the list of pe names here and give a highlight for everybody, right? Like, the thing that I realized looking at all these highlights, is that the bar for what I deem worth talking about here has to be lowered a little bit. Everybody is throwing their body around like crazy.
That's true. That's everybody is throwing their body around, but some people are throwing their bodies around more or in even more creative ways, like Nermal. Nermal had a rainbow falling over backwards sideways layout that I
That's
think
insane.
was caught.
That's insane. Yeah. He also had a sick lefty. That throw that Abby bid for. It was a
Oh,
lefty backhand.
that makes sense. Okay.
You don't have a flick, you do what you got to do.
Okay, well,
Love you, Nerm.
oh my goodness. Given the number of times that you've thrown into the wall or the net in this league, I
Yep.
think that maybe flicks are just part of the problem.
You know what? It's a lefty take.
Okay. Do you have any more highlights or lowlights for White?
I mean, like I said, everybody here had plays. Particular Jamara had a really good score that I remember seeing a highlight from. Um, the name, I mean, they're small teams, so now I feel like I have to like McCoy, Nathan, you guys did great as well, I'm sure. But yeah, no, this team is really rolling. I am still waiting for the first team to beat them. I think this team is very good. I do not think that this team they might be a league winning team at this point, looking very likely. I don't think they are a never lose a game team.
Okay.
I'm very excited to see who finally takes it to them.
Oh, yeah, that'll be nice. Do you off the top of your head know who they're playing this week?
Us. I
Oh,
know, yeah, they play both of us and Purple.
Well, that makes
So
sense.
we
This
got a
one
shot
was
at
in
yeah.
rotation.
We got a crack at it. Yeah.
We have a crack at it
Oh
for
yeah.
sure.
We're coming.
Okay. So next in your rankings, you have yellow.
I do. This was hard. So I mentioned that there's a closed group. I think yellow, blue, orange, and black, frankly, could be in any combination. I would have loved to have had blue still in second. I think they're good. Um, except for blue got just demolished by white. Like it was, we'll talk about it when we get there. It was really bad. Um, Riley's in yellow, their team has better rating. They beat us, so you always get the like subconscious Ryan boost from that.
Yeah.
Um, they take away unders more effectively than any team in the league, I think. Like it is hard to stay underneath your person and just not give that up and
Mhm.
just trust that like, yeah, you'll give up some deep throws, but it's going to be hard to win that way.
Yeah.
Many teams have talked about Yellow's defense when they are talking about like highlights and giving us stuff.
Mm.
It is real. It's real. The defense on this team is really good. Zach Freisted in particular, I mentioned him before. I am having a hell of a time getting open on him.
Yeah.
It's rough.
Yeah. And I do think like for the FMP matchups here, Reagan and Tiff are pretty tall and they're using it. Like Reagan is not afraid to like get trucked by Snickers, for example. And still come down with the disc. And then Carly's handle motion is really savvy here. So yeah, I definitely see where you're coming from with that. Curtis was out this week, right? Because I don't remember playing like seeing him, but I know I played against Yellow.
I played against Yellow too. I believe Curtis was there.
Man,
Yeah, sorry,
Curtis.
Curtis. Hey, look, man. If we forgot about you, that's probably a more of a positive than a negative, right? It's easy to remember embarrassing stuff.
That's true. It is easy to remember throwaways. Which apparently Curtis didn't have. So
Yeah.
that's pretty good.
I will say, looking at the highlights that I got from this team, Riley tells me that every single one of their handles got hand blocked at least one time. Um,
Jeez, every single one.
every single one of them
Okay.
got hand blocked at least one time. I will talk about our game with them. Because we were winning that up until the end when they eventually clawed it back. I don't love shouting out floaters all that much, but
Mhm.
EJ played really, really well on defense. He had a couple of great downfield Ds that he got up with on a deep shot.
Yeah.
And then Tiff was able to uh, clutch it out and beat us on a buzzer beater.
Nice. Very nice.
Um, but yeah, just going through other highlights, Carly got a huge shout out for just being a do-it-all glue person,
Hmm.
which just fits her to a T, right?
Yeah.
Just always being available. Um, yeah, I think that this is a scary team. The difficulty that we had with them without Matt Cray, who I think is an incredible player, as I've talked about before.
Hmm.
The team scares me.
Yeah,
Um,
for sure. I would love to see another white yellow matchup. And honestly, I would love to see blue get another crack at it. I think that that was a unique instance. I don't think that that was what we would normally see. But
oh yeah,
maybe.
oh yeah, no, like I said, I think that all four of these next couple teams are really close.
Yeah. Okay, cool. Any other highlights or lowlights for yellow?
I'm kind of going through my bank of playing them. Mostly, I just remember being really, really frustrated at moving the disc.
Mm.
Um, and I remember their ladies scoring a decent amount, which you've mentioned as well.
Yeah, that's fair. Oh, I do. I got a run through D on Riley, because he just stopped running.
Let's go. Let's go. Riley was play. Oh, actually, I will shout out Riley here. Yeah, great layout or great run through on him. Because he's been playing well. He
Yeah.
had a huge layout in our game that he called injury for. Just because he landed on his hand, like his hands hit him right in the stomach, and he just like Heimlicked himself.
Oh, knock the wind out?
Yeah.
Okay, well, at least he didn't like injure any arms or anything.
Yeah. Also want to shout out Riley. He hung out with some volleyball people through the first slot of games, just kind of providing commentary that you can hear in the background of the YouTube footage. If you want to hear there's some funny stuff there. He had a couple of just true like, oh, I feel embarrassed for you guffawing laughs on some failed dives.
Excellent. Okay, very well. So next up we have blue.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you talked about like blue stayed in this slot even though you wanted to bump them up. Tell me more.
Yeah, so if you pull up what their record was this week, do you mind? I know they lost to White. Scroll up. Um, Yeah, 11-5.
Oof.
It is got to be one of the biggest losses so far. Now it was the last slot in the day, and like people are just tired, right? And when you look at blue, like I think yellow or white is suited to be playing the games at the end.
Uh-huh.
Last week we actually talked about like who would do the best and like
In
a double length
clearance
game.
yeah.
And Nathan came in and said that they talked about that and said that if he thinks it would be them because people are going to get tired, but they're not going to get less tall.
Yeah.
This really encapsulates that, right? Like white did not get less tall. I think probably blue got tired.
Yeah.
And I think that yeah, I would not put too much stock into this loss. Um
Yeah.
I yeah. I just going through the highlights, which shout out Will here. Everybody who felt pretty good. Like we got a lot of highlights this week, and I appreciate you. Will sent probably like just the brother made a group just for sending highlights to Kelly and I.
True.
He saved gifts. It was absurd, and I'm not going to do his team credit because there's too much there. But I do need to point out, having watched through all of them, Gavin shows up so much. Like every other shot was like, here's Gavin diving for a catch. Here's Gavin diving and missing it, but like it was great effort. Here's Gavin, making a catch in the score and bobbling it and catching it on the bobble and looking like he was about to kill himself because he was so frustrated. Um, yeah, Gavin is really. I don't remember if he was someone we talked about as those like sand risers.
hmm
Um, but yeah, Gavin is really, really playing out of his mind on this team.
Yeah, agreed.
Um, Additional highlights. I got to give Cam White is the layout of the week. I mentioned that like every layout isn't really keep laying out. Laying out is awesome, and I love seeing them.
Good practice.
And I can't talk about every single layout in sand, but Cam White had a full sprint into a full chest high dive to grab a score from Gavin. Who else? I got to give it my layout of the week. I thought it was awesome.
Yeah, that's really cool. I love to
Yeah,
hear it.
that was a good one.
Spreading the wealth. Anytime we talk about blue and it's not just Coco highlights, I'm here for
Yeah, I'm over Coco.
it.
Kidding, kidding. I love you.
Oh man. Yeah. Shoddy also played really good defense like position wise this week.
Yes.
I was really excited to see that.
Yeah, Shoddy is playing really, really well this week. We saw some highlights of her sticking with matchups as they like really tried to work her in the end zone, almost in like ISO situations or just being the first one down the field. Her defense has been great. She's pulling in scores. She's still not spiking it enough for me.
That's true.
She promised me spike. She gave me one in indoor and nothing ever since. Come on, Shoddy. Spike
Yeah.
the dang disc.
We need more
Um,
spikes.
but yeah, Shoddy has been playing really, really well here.
Yeah, and on that note, one thing that Will did say that I think I agree with, based on like the games that I've watched and like the few times we've played them, their ladies are monsters, right? They're like you're not subbing in and then like kind of rearranging how your flow works. Like I think flowing through the ladies on this team works really well for them.
Yeah. Um,
And Gavin,
yeah.
flowing through the ladies and hucking it to
Yeah.
Gavin is a pretty good system.
Yeah, no, I mean, you bring up ladies, and this brings up the other like obvious thing. I think maybe the only person that we talk about as much as Coco or as consistently week by week, Duda is just an absolute machine. Her defense this week, she was getting poaches, she was diving, her offense was scoring, but like her offense has been scoring. We talked about that a ton. Her defense was just out of this world.
Yeah, there was one where she was just in the right spot and Eric threw a huck to the back of her head and that was the defense. Just like on a deep shot to Sarah, she was in the exact right spot and
Yeah,
just missed.
yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
Which again, I guess like you can't change height. And that was she was tall enough.
Yeah.
But
Will did mention that they overthrow her a lot and
mm,
that like games would have been a lot closer if they could hit her. I expect that will not be a problem. They have a lot of great throwers on this team.
yeah, I that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah. Any other highlights or lowlights for this team?
I mean, yeah, I could just pull up this enormous group and find a couple. Let me just scroll
Rescue,
randomly. Oh, look,
Marshall on the buzzer beater.
that's actually impressive. That's
Yeah.
actually Marshall pulled me over, by the way, said he was 6'2". He wanted to make sure we gave him all that credit.
Okay,
Um,
that's right. All that credit.
yeah. Yeah, that's impressive.
Man.
Will had a pretty good layout too.
Mm,
Back of the
yeah.
end zone, kind of trailing away from him off a throw. Um, Max, I assume, did good things because he's very tall. Oh yes, here we go. Just randomly scroll. Max threw a sweet hammer to Gavin. Who else? Uh,
Yep.
what I want to know is that when Max showed up yesterday, he was wearing a suit and tie, and I thought, okay, he's hurt and he's doing his manager thing. And then he was playing, and I don't know if that was a rip away suit or if he just changed really fast. I am very curious.
I really want it to be a rip away suit. That's
If
great.
Max owns a rip away suit, he should be using that so much more than he is.
Well, uh, yeah, I wish I could just share all of these highlights and like the clips with everybody from Will, but yeah, go watch some
Yeah.
of Will's games, some of Blue's games.
Yeah, no, I mean I've said that blue is the team. Like I've said, I think that yellow deserves to be ahead of blue in the power rankings, and I think if they matched up in the playoffs, it would be tough, and maybe I would give it to yellow. I think blue is the team that I'm more worried about playing though,
That's fair.
personally.
Yeah, yeah. I think for me, it just depends who's more on, Duda or Riley,
Yeah,
as to who wins that.
honestly, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so next up, as long as you're good on blue,
Yep, yep.
you have orange. And orange, it feels like every week we talk about orange is coming for someone. This week it was blue. But what did you notice? What were some of your highlights and lowlights for orange?
Yeah, man, orange. First off, I'm not going to talk the entire time about Eric again. I'm going to say once that Eric is playing very, very well. Not just as a handle the way we're used to him playing.
Right.
Right? This is something that I noticed, but someone on his team pointed out to me that he is really doing great work as a cutter.
Mm,
He is real like he's fast and he knows when to turn that on. He does not waste energy. He burned me a lot just because I'm waiting for something to happen and he picks that moment half a second
mm,
before me and then he's just open in the end zone.
yeah,
Um, Eric is playing great. He also is just knocking up hand blocks every week.
that
He's
makes
got a
sense.
really long mark.
Yeah.
Um, the thing I actually want to talk about with Orange, are their ladies. Their ladies are torching. It seems like Sarah and Andrea both, anytime there's a turn, they are just sprinting and they're getting open so frequently just off having the jump and having their whole team looking to them right off the rip. Like the
Yeah.
first look from anyone who picks up the disc is where's Sarah, where's Andrea? Let's hit them.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, and I think that especially with throwers like Eric and Sarah and Lance even, like being able to hit those windows, that makes sense. Oh, Keegan, obviously,
yeah.
being able to throw over a very
Yeah, they
tight
always have like
yeah,
they have a team who can hit tight windows.
yeah.
But yeah. I want to shout out Daniel. I heard this is his first time playing Ultimate, not like playing in a league or playing with
Oh,
us. First time playing Ultimate.
can you imagine Sam
And
being your
being
first? I
right.
would quit.
Yeah. He had a crazy like falling down over the back catch that I saw a
Jeez.
highlight of. Yeah. Really, really impressive.
Awesome.
Yeah, for this being his, I didn't realize this was his first time playing. That's super impressive.
Yeah, dang.
Um, uh, yeah, Juicy said that he is cute. Like Juicy said that he himself, Juicy, is very cute. I want everyone to know that that's what he cares about.
That's fair.
Juicy is very cute. Cute as a button are his words.
Oh, okay, fair enough. Hmm.
And yeah.
Importantly, Keegan roofed Sunil. I
Oh
was
yeah,
told
okay.
by Keegan that Keegan roofed Sunil. I was also told by Sunil some other highlights, but I was told that Keegan roofed Sunil, and I thought that was pretty funny. And then somebody overheard that and said, "Oh yeah, and Keegan like had a controversial call." Do you know what the call was?
I don't. He made a reference to that in the group chat when Will was worried about losing footage.
Oh yeah,
Um, Keegan, jump in here, explain what this controversial call was.
would love to know.
Okay, Kelly, who do you think it was involved with? Pull up who Orange played. Let me
Um,
see what teams they played.
yeah, let me wave a magic wand.
Yeah, when I say pull up, none of you guys get to see this. Okay, so Orange played purple and white and blue. Okay, so who do you think the controversial call was?
um, I mean.
Yeah, you just gave me a look. Are we thinking of the same team?
What team are we're saying the team color first?
Is white?
No, that was not the team color.
Oh,
I was thinking blue.
okay, okay. I have heard McCoy had some calls with Blue,
Okay.
and they had some conversations. I didn't get to watch them, but I think I'll put money down that it was against White
Yeah,
that Keegan had a moment with.
that's fair. I really hope what happened is that like Keegan tried to roof Alicia on purple, and Alicia like stuffed him, and he called foul or something. Like
Oh my
that would
goodness.
delight me. Keegan, let us know what it was.
Is your bet blue?
Yeah, my bet was blue.
Will you make a scuba call? We play this week. Will you make a scuba call bet with me?
Yes, except it's not during our game.
No, only in our game.
Oh, nope.
When okay. In any game we're not playing each
In
other.
any game, we're not playing
We
each
get to
other.
call a scuba.
This
Okay,
week.
Keegan, come figure this out for us.
Well, I hope it's not purple now.
Are you picking purple?
No, I
You're
picked
picking blue.
blue,
Okay.
but you picked white, right?
Yeah, so
So
purple would kill
yeah,
me.
people, yeah,
Yeah, okay, let's get back to it. Lance has an athleticism bump in the sand.
that's true. That is.
He's throwing himself around.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, they're good. I still am mad that they have beaten us twice because they've both been in situations that I think we could have had, and I really can't wait to play them again. But
Yeah.
yeah, Orange the good
So
team.
you with the chip on the shoulder.
Yeah.
Speaking of you, Black is next in your rankings, just sandwiched nice and in the middle.
Yep.
Tell me more.
Yeah.
Why?
Well, I mean, like, why I can't justifiably put us over Orange when they've beaten us twice.
You don't usually need justification to do things.
Uh,
Not with the power rankings.
that's fair. That's fair. No, I don't know. I think that we are really growing as a team. Our one bad week, I mentioned that we were trying to run a side stack, and I just don't think that was we're the team for that. We work very well when we're just flowing and running and moving. We went away from that, and we did much better this week. Our one loss was 2 yellow on Universe when we were winning for a lot of the game after they had beaten us by like 7 the week before.
Wow.
We're gonna get better. We also have, I mean, we talked about how young this team is. Um, I think that eventually we'll move up, but I'm gonna give us a few more weeks. But that being said, I have a lot of great things to talk about. In particular, I want to talk about Peyton. The day of league last week, showing up with like a full page of notes on like here's some things I saw, here's clips, like here's the thing we could do here, here's the thing we could do here. He pulled up a bracket that we are just starting games with. No one take advantage of that, please. That's working really well.
Like a defensive.
Yeah, just yeah, not like a full thing, just like setting it up off the initial point that has been working really well. You've captained with me before. I don't like doing X's and O's, right?
Yeah.
I joke that I get in the huddle and I say rah rah go team LFG.
Yeah.
So it's cool for me that somebody on our team loves the X's and O's. Also shout out Peyton. The two of us had a buddy catch. We both jumped up to catch the same score and came down with it together in the end zone. It's a very cute moment.
Glad you both caught it.
Yeah, it would have been really embarrassing if neither one of us. Outside of that, like I know I said I don't like talking about floaters. My favorite shout out here was our floater Kirby, who has not played a ton of frisbee. He came sort of yeah, she floated a couple times in indoor. We convinced her to come. It's one of Carly's friends. Carly
I was
convinced
gonna
her.
say, yeah, Carly Apple.
Yeah, because we needed another FMP floater. She was oh, I'm gonna do so bad. I'm so scared. She was great.
She was fantastic.
She was jumping and like catching some of people hanging over. She had a layout score.
Yep.
Carly, if you hear this, please tell Kirby she's amazing.
Yeah, she was
yeah.
great hands.
Yeah.
Roofed a lot of people.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I also want to give a huge shout out to Ethan. I'm just gonna bounce back and forth between the Schweitzer brothers each week.
Okay.
Ethan was really good at getting up as he always is.
Mm.
He got low too. There were a couple of like really low scores that he had to like dig out. He had like a mid shin like diving clap catch. That was a really great score.
Yeah. Is that the one that Peyton threw the trust throw in the end zone? It was like
that's not what I'm thinking of, but that was another one of the
he just like stepped out really low through like that inside and like just hoped Ethan would appear, and he did.
Yep. Yeah.
That was incredible. Diving
I
catch.
talked about Peyton already, but I think he and the rest of our team did a really good job at attacking our end zone in the small gaps. I think our end zone has been one of our weaker points, and we made a big jump there at hitting tight windows low. So yeah, Ethan, really, really good job this week. And then I got to shout out Cash, Samuel Cash Dollar here. This was his best week. This is his first league with us. He's been to like pick up, I think, once before, but he's newer. He did great. He moved the disc really well. He had a couple of like tough catches. He had some scores that were really instrumental. His best week by far. If he keeps going, if he keeps that same progression up, yeah, this team's going to be cooking.
Love to hear that. Oh, speaking of best week ever, I know that we already talked about Orange, but I skipped over my favorite highlight set. So you talked about Sarah and Andrea on Orange being like really fast, getting open, getting the first. Andrea got 4 Ds, and one of them was a layout D this week.
Holy smokes!
So like it
Let's go,
might have been
Andrea.
Cash's best week, but it might have also been
Let's go,
Angela's best
Andrea.
week. Yeah.
Dang.
It just call back.
Nice.
Yeah, call back to that real quick. So
Nice, yeah.
this week, I would love to see.
I don't think we do, but yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah,
So yeah, watch out for that next time.
yeah.
Yeah. Anything else for black or orange?
I mean, like I could talk about my team. Natalie continues to be instrumental moving the disc up. She was. You got to explain this to me. FMPs do not like having a role. I assume it's just because you have to do everything, but she's another one of those like, oh, I handle, I'll cut, I'll do whatever you need. And she has been handling for us unbelievably well. She's maybe been our most consistent
Love to hear
quarterback.
that. Yeah, absolutely.
Um,
She has some filthy inside throws too. Like
yeah.
that's been really useful.
Yes,
Maybe the
yeah.
only person in the league who's other than Eric who's not consistently hitting the net.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Now that you point that out, yeah, she hit me a few times where I thought like, oh, I got to get stalled out now.
Yeah.
Ooh, speaking of stalls, low light back to Peyton. Peyton was stalled out against Pink, 3 different times, that were all contested.
Ooh,
At least
starting to feel like a pattern.
at least one of some of them. I mean, I was not paying complete attention for all of them.
That
I think some of yeah. I think some of them were probably clear. There was at least one, I got to call him out for this, that it was like stall, so, 7 stall, and he called like a foul. It was like, oh, that was a foul from something that happened on like a stall 5 that it was probably a foul, but like you can't call it later. I'll call him out for that a little bit, especially because I talked about how great he was for us this week.
Fair.
And then there's no way I'm getting through my team without talking about Isaac, who continues to just be a monster in the air.
Yeah, you're like 3 or 4 teams in together now, right?
This is our third. This is my second league with Isaac and my.
Oh, didn't you have one with both the brothers?
Oh yes, yeah. That's right. Yeah, this is my third league with Isaac and second with Ethan.
Yeah, no, there's some synergy there.
Yeah, third with Ethan too. I forgot I had him a while ago. Yeah, yeah. So yeah, this is that same we're the bottom of that group that I think I could have moved anyone around with and felt okay with that. But yeah, I think we're gonna be cooking.
Okay, very well. Well, next up you have my team, which
Yeah.
I'm very excited about. Love to talk about us. First, let's talk about the D that I got.
Yeah. Okay. This came up in the main group chat, and you called me out for saying like, I can't believe Ryan said that this was clean. You box me out. I make an underswim move as the disc is thrown behind you. I could have just gone to the space the disc was thrown to, but I made the cut as the disc was happening. So you're between me and the disc. I try to get through you. You trip trying to get to the disc, and then I don't want to land on you, so I just kind of dive over you. That was clean. You were between me and the disc. If you didn't fall over and I like ran into you, that would have been a foul on me.
That's true.
And if I just tried to jump over you and hit the ground, that wouldn't have been a foul. I maintained this one. This was clean. It was freaking hilarious, and it was clean.
Fair enough. Yeah, I mean it would have been better if I had just completed the hand block that I did get on you, but whatever. Yeah, the highlight for me specifically is that at the end of games, Jason said, "Man, I wish you played defense on everybody like you do Ryan."
I know, it is crazy that you managed to tabletop me cleanly. Figure out how to do that to anybody else.
Oh, yeah. But on that note, this was our first week with Snickers, which was really exciting for us. We got to kind of find our groove, figure out what was working and what wasn't. Now we did lose miserably in our first 2 games, but I tell you, I don't think there was a single person on my team who didn't show up looking gassed and end the night looking a lot less gassed.
That
Like
is
we were
how.
reverse order of saying, yeah, I don't know. Maybe we'll have stressful work days. But yeah, so I think that we won't get to repeat that until the 28th when we have Snickers again, but I think it worked really well. I think his energy worked really well for the team. And obviously like just having an incredible thrower and athlete and lefty all in one person
Yeah.
is pretty helpful. Yeah, I think
And-
it was also important that like we stayed pretty tight with teams and then let them pull away in like the last third of games. Except Pink, we did do a pretty good number on Pink this week.
Yeah, we'll talk about Pink when we get there.
Yeah.
I do want to talk about Snickers. I'm not going to take away your ability to shout out your team.
Okay.
Snickers had the most egregious strip call that I've ever seen. Jason standing right next to him. I'm sorry, Peyton had the call on Snickers, the
Snickers.
Snickers contested.
Okay, so the most egregious contest.
Contest, yeah. Jason in the moment said, "Yeah, I think that's a good call." And if Jason is calling it for the other team, come on. I told him I was gonna watch the footage. It was way in the back, and it was
You
too
can't
fuzzy to see anything there. But I was also standing there, and that was a stroke.
Yeah. Okay. Very well. Very well.
Snickers also played great. Is this his first time playing on sand?
Yeah. I don't think
Do
it's
you
his
know?
first time playing. It can't be. He's just played too long.
Yeah,
It's his first time playing with us, though.
yeah, he was popping off.
Yeah.
I hate guarding lefties, man.
Yeah. Um, what else here? I got my team also did a really good job with shout outs, so I'm kind of just gonna go down the list. Um, Ben did Ben did a lot. I keep saying Ben's name every week. I'm just
Five
gonna
people on your
saying
team.
it every week. Yeah, but like specifically, like I don't think he's just getting a sand boost. Though I'm sure that's some of it, but like he's using his height, he's using his athleticism, he is like making smart decisions with the disc. He is like never giving up, even when he's so red in the face. I'm a little worried about him. And then like it comes through. Like he's hit the ground multiple times now. He gets multiple hand blocks in a game. He plays a good deep, but then he
Yeah.
comes under as needed. Yeah, just really exciting stuff. This week we challenged him to throw more hucks because if he can get the disc on an under and then also yeet it to like Jason, then that opens up the field. We have more options and more people. And he did. And he was very uncomfortable with it. And he had some pretty garbage hucks, right? Like some of them were pretty bad. And he recognized it, and it didn't stop him from seeing when there was an open person shooting the right shot.
Mhm.
One of the other contributing things that Snickers brought was telling our team like first open throw. Right. And that sounds so obvious, but in stall seven sand, like that was what got us in our game.
Yeah.
We waited until we had like the ideal throw, but you're never gonna have that in sand.
We talked about that in indoor even, how important it is to like not look off an open throw,
Yep.
even if it doesn't change. And that's more important in sand. I agree with that entirely.
Yeah, so first open throw is honestly how we beat Pink. We didn't come up or Snickers didn't bring that to our attention until then. And that was a big stroke. But like Ben specifically, like first open throw took that seriously. And if that was a deep look, it worked. And he completed some of those too. I think like building that like familiarity and confidence is gonna be great because like he has all the tools. There's not a reason he can't throw deep. It's just that he doesn't normally. So I want him to be doing that. I think that'll be great. Um yeah, Tati also like I talked before that like she is a good X's and O's player. She also just has really good handle movement, and Snickers noticed it immediately. Jason shouted that out as well. Like
Yeah.
like her give and go with people has been really good. She hits that like under in the bracket defense really nicely. So yeah, very excited there. And there wasn't a single person who didn't mention how much Steven has visibly improved over the course of our
Yeah.
like span of time. But even just from game one to game three this week. Snickers, this was his first time playing with him, noticed how much Steven had improved and like took in feedback and stuff.
Oh, yeah.
And I just think it's so hard to take in like verbal feedback, process it, and then like do anything useful with it
Yeah.
without it taking months.
Yeah.
And it took Steven 3 games. So that was pretty cool.
That is also a credit to your team because I think that in a situation like sand, which is very different from like normal frisbee and not something we have a lot of experience with,
Mhm.
there are a lot of the like more experienced players in the league who feel like we are losing a game. Clearly, we're doing something wrong. Let me just say what we're doing wrong. Who do not say the correct thing. I think just because people just assume they have to be able to say something.
Mhm.
And I think a lot of times the thing they're saying doesn't work as well as they think it should because no one really knows how to do sand as well yet. So
Yeah.
credit to your team that especially if Snickers the first time playing in this format, even if he's played on like a beach somewhere, this is a tight, small field. Credit to him that he was able to pick up what you can do to improve and translate it effectively.
Absolutely. Yeah, for sure. I think really good feedback from the team and like really good listening on his part and execution. So that's been really cool. Um, yeah, just the number of times like Ben was also shouted out. You so tall, boy was one of the shout outs, which I honestly, yeah. Um, and then oh, Jason being everywhere. This week I specifically I heckled how he hit the poles like multiple times and like that like accuracy was almost more impressive. But this week he was really dialed. You could see that like split second of like think about it and shape it. And it panned out really well for him, and I was very impressed. He did get to cut more because we had another like handle, but also I just kind of asked the rest of the team because it's fours to handle more. Like I called Andy back and he was like, and I was like, please. And so he came back. he did a phenomenal job. I think he yeeted it to Jason.
Nice.
So like, yeah, I don't know. It's really cool how flexible everybody is willing to be. And then speaking of Andy, he will show up out of nowhere. Like a disc will go up and I'll be like, "Oh no." And then Andy will just appear and D it. I think that happened with your team
Yeah.
with Peyton like a couple of times.
Yeah.
And that is not somebody that you just outrun and D up on.
Mhm.
So yeah, really exciting stuff there. Um, what else was there?
I'll shout out you while you're looking through. So you mentioned the D you had on me, and Jason
Hmm.
is talking about how he wishes that you play defense on everyone like you do on me. Your team switches gender matches up incredibly fluidly. You're not quite running a zone, but you have a very switchy defense that ends up with you guarding dudes a lot. You shut our dudes down very effectively. I know there were a couple of times we were in front of the end zone and I was like pulled back because I saw you on like one of the tall boys or you on like Peyton a couple of times. I was like, okay, I'm just gonna let them work. And it didn't happen. We had to swing it around. I think one of them scored, one of them we didn't. Your ability to take those switches and still play lockdown defense is a really impressive part of your team. And Toddy is also, to be clear, like
That's true.
Toddy's
There's only two of us, and we're both
right.
doing
You're both doing it really, really well.
Yeah.
I think that is one of the coolest things about your team, and I'm really impressed at how well it's working.
Hey, thanks. I appreciate that. And I do again like everything I keep like I kind of gravitate toward talking more about the team as a team instead of like individual highlights, even though individuals are doing great. But like one of the best things individually I could say about any of us is like that we work so well, even if we're not getting the score result. We're working really well as a team.
You're all and really bought in.
Yeah, really bought in, which is really cool.
And I can't be too nice here, so I did hand block Jason.
Uh-huh. Yep.
Specifically, and I think hilariously, I score on a scuba off kind of just like a busted defense. Jason looks over. I think Steven was guarding me, and I just got the jump on him when he didn't realize I was going. And Jason doesn't chew him out, but does start talking like, "Hey, you can't let that. You got to watch him over the top." And then to immediately hand block him. Someone's got to chew him out now, man. Let's go. Where are we at?
Yeah. We were kind of there was one thing we were good at when we were losing, and that was throwing directly into hands. I have never seen a more resounding hand block than the one EJ got on Tati, and she knew it right away. Like you could see as the disc was coming out of her hand, she was like, "Oh, I wish I could take that back." And he's wearing the floaty, so there's just this like taunting man wearing the duck floaty.
Oh my
Oh
goodness.
yeah, she subbed pretty quickly after that, which I can't blame her. She played defense first and then subbed pretty quickly.
I did have one of my notes was when I was watching footage, a lot of people are doing the bad play into sub off combo.
Oh yeah.
That is a very common thing this league.
Oh yeah, Coco did that.
Yeah,
one.
yeah.
But honestly, I'm not too mad about it. Yeah, we should be subbing more in sand anyway.
You ready to move on?
I think we're ready to move on. And the next up is purple. Okay.
So Purple did beat us the last time that we played. So I'm looking forward to this rematch. Kenneth didn't realize they beat us. I think I mentioned this, but in the high five
Oh
line,
yeah,
he
he
thought
looked
we had,
dejected.
yeah, he wasn't sure why he thought that he wasn't sure why I was mad. So I think very possible that this is a team that ends up proving that I'm wrong on both of our accounts and has the potential to jump both of us.
Yeah.
Because they're not. I think the reason that I have them lower is that they don't jump out to me on the screen.
Hmm.
They don't do anything flashy, but man, they don't turn it over much.
That's fair.
They are a really consistent team. Like they work hard, they go after things, but they don't have to go after things.
Yeah.
The Matos connection, either of them throwing to the other, has got to be 100% at this point.
Wow.
Yeah, they just do not miss. Yeah, I'm looking through their teams. Lom, his throws are getting significantly better
Uh-huh.
than they were in the past.
Which I love to see another lefty succeed. And
Yeah.
Lom like Ben like he has all the mechanics there. I just
Yeah,
want him to
yeah.
do it.
Kenneth pointed out that he had a full field blade for his score.
Ooh.
I don't know if I didn't see that one. That was someone tooting their own horn a little bit, but that's a cool one. If it was actually end zone to end zone, keeping a blade that tight, very Kenneth throw.
Yeah.
Very cool. Speaking of like very Kenneth things, I was asking Bailey if they were actually running any of his plays that we joked about.
Yeah.
Said, oh yeah, I mean they're not complicated, but yeah, they're working.
Okay.
Wouldn't tell me what they are. So there's a highlight, keeping the strats locked down. but they are doing some of his stuff, and it is working out all right for him.
Okay.
And then
Yeah, it kind of sounds like it's working out for them. So, Sunil, I believe Kenneth gave you a note on Sunil, right?
Sunil played some defense,
Okay, well
which is
that
a very Kenneth way of saying it, but I did watch a little bit of this. Sunil is playing good sand defense.
yeah.
Um,
He got a hand block on Cam White.
let's go.
Yeah. And he's doing a nice like little bracket play. He got a run through D on one of them. So, yeah,
All right.
I think it's working out for him.
Someone needs to get him a purple shirt though, man. This is week 3, week 4.
Figure it out.
You go to Hobby Lobby, spend $7 on a purple t-shirt. Come on, man.
Yeah. Or just ask somebody for one.
Or just ask somebody
Yeah.
for one. Yeah.
Buy into your team.
Yeah, this is like I said, has Southers been he was here week 1, right?
Mm-hmm.
Has he been here the last
I
couple
thought he was
weeks?
here week 2, but I could be wrong about that.
Okay.
And he might have been at like the one of the tournaments and stuff. But I heard he broke a toe.
Oh, dang, Tulsa kids, man. Figure it out. Um, yeah, I mean, obviously he starts showing up, his team gets even more scary.
Yeah.
Because he gives them that like big play potential that they haven't needed to have yet.
Uh-huh.
But yeah, they just keep chipping it up. Yeah.
Yeah. Any other highlights or lowlights for purple?
I'm going through trying to think if I saw anything either in footage or at the game. Alicia had a really good high point catch at the back of an end zone, I believe. Alicia, if I'm misremembering, I'm sorry, but I'm pretty sure you had a cool catch at the back.
And I mean, that kind of makes sense. I've been really impressed like with Alicia's ability to catch a disc that is not in her breadbasket or kind of near her, and then also reset the disc or throw it wherever it needs to go consistently. I feel like when you like just kind of show up, those are like not the fundamentals are like the hardest part of frisbee.
Yeah, yeah.
And like sand might be a great equalizer, but I would expect to see a lot more like turnover, and then there's not.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, okay, cool.
All right.
Well, if we're moving on from purple, I want to talk about how funny it was to have Ethan and Kenzie on the. I know Ethan was a floater this week, but to have Ethan and Kenzie on the same team with all of the other short, fast people.
Yeah.
I know this is Kenzie's team, but
Ethan wasn't the only floater that we gave pink this week. We gave them Lias.
oh my god, that's right.
To be fair, I think that Liaz is about the best Summers sub that we could come up with.
Another 4 foot tall 40. Yeah.
But no, I think that man, pink would be if this was not on sand.
Uh-huh.
Pink would be so much like the rate they would skyrocket up these ratings, right? These
Sure,
rankings.
absolutely.
I didn't realize how they're a short team. You really sort of can just throw the disc to the end zone.
Uh-huh.
I don't know how they deal with that. I'm sure that there are ways to deal with that because they're not getting blown out, right? Like their
Right.
games are close. I think even their game against us, I think we ended up winning by like 3 or something, but there were moments where I was kind of nervous. Their offense in particular is good.
Oof.
Now their offense is good because they are just getting the jump on teams.
Yes.
In particular, I want to shout out Galen and Kenzie for very frequently being behind the whole defense.
Yep.
Before like on a turn before the defense is ready and not like they're coming down with anything that gets thrown to them.
Yeah, on that note, Kenzie was getting behind the defense so effectively that when we would set a bracket, if Jason was deep and there was a turn, Kenzie was also guarding Jason. She said, I spent most of that game guarding Jason. And like honestly, I didn't notice. She must have done a good enough job because I didn't think that we had like the free shot to work through. So kudos to Kenzie for that. And they really did get there was one point that I remember where we're all trying desperately to catch up. And Kenzie and Ethan are just running a give and go against Ben. Ben's a long boy. Ben's a fast boy. He could not keep up
Yeah.
with these two kids just playing give and go up into the end zone. Oh man. But yeah, and the whole team is like that. Galen is just unstoppable. If he is coming for an under, nothing will get in his way. Like I really think he could just push through a person if he needed to.
He's got some really impressive endurance.
Yeah, yeah.
But yeah, so I think that this is another team that I expect. Like I said, I don't think that White is going to be an undefeated team. I don't think Pink has like 1 win right now, I think.
Let us see.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't remember who they beat. Oh, it was you.
Was it me? Well, we beat them
like
this week.
2.
Oh, look at that. I didn't even
Yeah,
remember.
I don't think that that's going to end up being their only win because they are certainly not throwing in the towel.
Fair.
I something that I would love to see is Britt take over games more as a cutter. I know she's worked on her handles a ton and she has a very good handle. Britt is going to frequently be one of the only height mismatches they have.
That's
Um,
true. Yeah,
and I think even if she's guarding someone who has the same height as her, Britt's played a lot. Britt is
that's true.
very fast. Britt has a very good like field sense. I would love to see Britt working downfield. I mean, look, this team they have their strategy. Don't listen to me. I want you to lose it.
Yeah, everybody
Like,
is starting. Yeah.
um, but I would love to see Britt being more aggressive downfield and just deciding to go catch scores and win games. And then Gabe is gonna have to kind of this. I mean, he's newer. He's been in a few leagues now, but he hasn't been on a team where he has to like take on responsibility, right?
Mhm.
This is a team where he's gonna have to say, "Hey, I've got us deep." Like if someone's going like call me out, if I'm in a 50-50, I'm knocking that down.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think he's got that potential.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I don't have a ton of other notes here. I feel like Blanche did something cool a couple of times, and I wish my memory was just better.
He maybe or maybe not stalled Peyton 3 times.
Oh,
There was that.
there is that. Oh
No,
no.
yeah. Blanche is, I think, a great captain for this team.
Hmm.
I mean, he'll keep the energy high.
Hmm.
Uh,
Hmm.
but, but yeah,
Yeah. And then so I mentioned Ethan a couple of times, so I would like to shout out the floaters. I know I'm forgetting somebody because we had floaters this week, right?
no,
So I have
ooh,
Ethan.
Kirby.
Oh yeah, Ethan, Jacob, EJ, Abby, and Kirby. Carly, again, please tell Kirby how much we appreciate her floating. That was
And
wonderful. And she was just
keep
fantastic.
signing up to float, guys.
Yeah, keep signing up to float. We will need them tomorrow.
I have no idea, but
No, we will need them
okay,
tomorrow.
cool.
Yeah. So your ranking for the week is white, yellow, blue, orange, black, green, purple, and Sunil because he doesn't wear a purple shirt.
And
And
pink.
pink. All right.
All right. See y'all next week.
See you out there.